The ultra wealthy are spending tens of thousands of dollars for subscriptions to members only services just for access to luxury goods and services, not the services themselves. Companies like L'Invite, which promises access to extraordinary people, places, and privileges, and Atlas Card, which promises exclusive access to the best restaurants, hotels, and events. The Wall Street Journal just did this article in which they talk about how the ultra wealthy are increasingly paying just to avoid coming into contact with the public. Why does that matter to us? Why do we care if we never see a billionaire again? Because our economy is increasingly shifting to cater to the needs of those at the very, very top. 0.1% of people now hold $23.3 trillion of net worth, while the bottom 50% of our economy only hold $4.2 trillion. Let me use my very, very good graphic design skills to show you what that looks like. The 0.1% make up about 33,000 people in the US, represented by this little guy right here, whereas the bottom 50% make up about 170 million people. Based on sheer number of people, obviously, the bottom 50% tips the scales quite a bit. When you factor in the heft of wealth, the bottom 50% is worth about $4.2 trillion, represented by this one coin, whereas the top 0.1% is worth about $23.3 trillion, or about 6 times as much, meaning they have 6 coins, and those 6 coins tip the scales in their favor. This incentivizes corporations to create more goods and services that service this top 0.1% versus the bottom 50%. Not only because they have an astounding amount of absolute wealth, also because they can pay more for everything, meaning your margins as a corporation go way up. And suddenly, you're living in a society that is catering towards the needs of the ultra rich, while you can't even see those ultra rich. So you look around and you see prices of everything going up and you're wondering, why is this happening? And the propaganda that is overwhelmingly funded by people over here is telling you that it's immigrants' fault. And you might believe that because you can see immigrants, but you can't see the ultra wealthy in our society anymore. They are an invisible force. And guess what? They don't see you either. In fact, they're spending their money on taking private elevators and private sidewalks and private entry routes so that they never even have to see your face. So they have less and less empathy for whatever struggles you are going through, which makes it much easier for them to continue to profit off of your work without contributing to your bottom line. If you found this video to be informative, please like, comment, and share.